Hi and welcome into this video. In this video we will be trying to understand Scrum in just 5 minutes. So what is Scrum? Let's understand it in 80 words. Scrum is an agile process framework or a project management framework that is used for developing products like the software in the shortest time. The project has to be completed in the specific time frame with complex requirements. It allows us to rapidly and repeatedly inspect actual working software, every 2 weeks to 1 month. Scrum and the product development work together to create better results faster. In the Scrum framework, the business sets the priorities. Teams self-organize to determine the best way to deliver the highest priority features. In Scrum, projects keep going in a series of iteration called sprint. Each sprint is typically 2 to 4 weeks long. An introduction to Scrum would not be complete without knowing the Scrum terms you'll be using. Here are the terms. First, let's talk about roles in Scrum. There are 2 major roles in Scrum: Scrum Master and Scrum Team. Scrum Master is the leader of the Scrum team. Scrum Master is like a project manager. He represents management to the project. He is responsible for enacting Scrum values and practices. Removes impediments, ensures that the team is fully functional and productive. Enables close cooperation across all roles and functions. Shields the team from external interferences. And the next thing is Scrum Team. Scrum Team typically consists of 5 to 9 people. They are cross-functional like programmers, testers, user experience designers. And those members should be full-time. Scrum teams are self-organizing and their membership can be changed only between sprints. But what is sprint? Sprint is one-time boxed iteration of a continuous development cycle. Within a sprint, planned amount of work has to be completed by the team and made ready for review. Scrum projects make progress in a series of sprints, which is analogous to extreme programming iterations. Typical duration is 2 to 4 weeks or a calendar month at most. A constant duration leads to a better rhythm. Product is designed, coded, and tested during the sprint. Now let's take a look at product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. The Agile product backlog in Scrum is a prioritized features list, containing short descriptions of all functionality desired in the product. The Scrum product backlog is then allowed to grow and change as more is learned about the product and its customers. It contains the requirements, a list of all desired work on the project. It is ideally expressed such that each item has value to the users or customers of the product. Prioritized by the product owner. Then reprioritized at the start of each sprint. And the next thing is sprint backlog. In the sprint backlog, any team member can add, delete or change the sprint backlog. Work for the sprint emerges if work is unclear. Define a sprint backlog item with a larger amount of time and break it down later. Update work remaining as more becomes known. Individuals sign up for work of their own choosing, but the work is never assigned. Estimated work remaining is updated daily. Now here comes the Scrum's final artifact, which is the increment. The increment is the sum of all the product backlog items completed during a sprint and the value of the increments of all previous sprints. At the end of a sprint, the new increment must be done, which means it must be in usable condition and meet the Scrum team's definition of done. Product increment is one of the important deliverables or artifacts of Scrum. Now take a look onto sprint review and spring retrospective. In the process of sprint review, team presents what it accomplished during the sprints. It typically takes the form of a demo of new features or underlying architecture. It can be informal, 2-hour prep time rule with no slides. Now let's talk about Scrum retrospective. This process periodically take a look at what is working and is not working. It takes typically 15 to 30 minutes. It is done after every sprint. The whole team participates: Scrum Master, product owner team, possibly customers and others. That's all you need to understand Scrum. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Thanks.